his thigh sweep is ridiculous off of his hip. Yeah, sweep was crazy. Everybody's watching this should know that he has no pump whatsoever. He just walked into the gym after driving for 3 hours.
Wow.
Dry.
Wow.
That endurance, buddy.
Yep.
Jesus. Wow. Yeah, everything's drying out here. No escape. Glute. Oh yeah. I think he's the best you've ever been right here, Bola.
Oh, definitely.
There's not even a doubt. Bring me back. Spread. Take a couple breaths. Flattening out nice. Do a couple of versions. That's poses. That's sick. Wow.
8 days out. 8 days to get better.
Yeah. I think we're doing okay. We got 8 days. All we got to do is get rid of a little bit of water, which we'll do the final week, fill them out, and force to be reckoned with, even in the open class.
It's gonna be exciting.
He only weighs about 215, but he looks 240.
I know, dude. He looks so big. He's a good boy.
How do you feel? You feel good?
I feel great, man. Thanks to you.
Wow. You look great, man. Congrats. 8 more days.
Yeah, this definitely better than.
Do a side tricep. I don't think he did a side tricep.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I don't think he did the side tricep. Jesus. Line up his stomach. It's a beautiful shape. Beautiful.
All right.
Woo, 8 days, buddy.
We don't have long to wait anymore. All right, guys, back at the Mecca is D-Built by Broser, and I found someone taller than you actually today.
I'm not that tall. I'm only 6 feet, but this guy's got me by a few inches. So.
Big Sean, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Thanks for being here today.
Thank you very much for having me.
So, tell me the latest news, because there's always something new happening with you every day now, it seems like.
Well, it happens to be that Sean and I have known each other for a little while. I know he's followed my Instagram, and
he's always training around the same time as we are. We always
train around the same time, and really great guy and everything. And just recently, he asked about becoming part of Team Merlin, because he's been trying a lot of different things with diet and training, and he wants to take it to the next level. But I'll let him talk about that.
It's official, Sean. You've been a fixture at Bulls Venice, but also you are part of the Hollywood family as well. So tell me a little bit about that.
I am. So I came out here about 2 years ago. I'm an actor, and I got involved in a couple quick commercials right when I moved here. And I do have a new one coming out next month for Volkswagen, so be sure to check that out. It's pretty hilarious. And I just wanted to get in touch with Merlin here and really kind of change my physique, my aesthetic, to really take it to the next level.
You certainly have that look. You know, you're tall, you have the hair. He's reminding me of James a little bit. Huh?
My buddy James Preston.
Do you know James? Do you know James?
I don't.
Yeah, he's awesome.
No.
So very, very cool, man. So you want to? Am I hearing from the grapevine you may want to compete as well, or?
Yeah. So,
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say.
No, definitely. So I don't know how many weeks out I am. We're just going to see where this goes in the next few weeks. Definitely want to step on stage just to show my worth and show everyone what I can do.
Well, no matter what happens, you'll end up in great shape, and I'm sure that it only can help for for movie roles and all that stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
I wouldn't be surprised if you end up in a new superhero movie. That'd be awesome. All right, man. Well, we're gonna follow your journey along the next few weeks, James.
Don't call him James.
I'm sorry. I've got James on the mind. He reminds me of James so much. It could be a twin.
They're both tall and big. And
I know.
Whatever.
Viking.
Sean.
Viking kind of look.
This is live TV, guys, so you'll have to apologize. Good to have you on the team, okay?
Thank you very
Watch
much.
the magic happen. All right.
Okay guys, so we're here at the Mecca, and we want to do a little segment today on Be Built by Broser that we call Don'ts and Do's. So basically we want to show you an exercise today. It's going to be the standing dumbbell side lateral. I'm going to show you a few different mistakes, like 3 different mistakes that people generally make when they do this movement. So they're not getting the most they can out of it. And then we're going to finish off with showing you the optimal form, the proper form, how to get the most out of dumbbell side laterals. This way your workouts are always efficient and optimized for development of the muscle that you're trying to work. Okay, Dave is here doing a dumbbell side lateral. The first mistake he's going to show you is when people swing the weights and use momentum to move the weights from the bottom to the top. This is not allowing you to use your side deltoids. This is involving a lot of traps and lower back. The second mistake he's going to make is when people bend the arms and they do side laterals with the bent arms like this, which is not optimal because it's not putting the gravity of the weight onto the lateral deltoid where you want. It's keeping it in front, so you're going to be working more of the front deltoid than the side deltoid. The next mistake is not keeping the hands flat to the floor at the top, which you'll see now. So you can see he's turning his hands so that his thumb is actually lower than his pinky, and this again takes the pressure off the side deltoids and moves it to the anterior deltoids. Now I'm going to have him show you how to do it exactly properly, holding the dumbbells at the sides, hands flat to the floor, and no swinging whatsoever. This keeps the pressure squarely on the lateral. You want the dumbbells at your sides because this puts pressure only on the lateral deltoid. If you keep them in front of you, the anterior deltoid will take over along with the traps. Also, the palms are flat to the floor at the top, which is optimal for the lateral deltoid. And finally, he's not swinging the weight at all. He's just using muscular action to move the weight. So when you're doing side laterals, this is the way you want to do it. You don't need a lot of weight. You just need it to be strict form, and that's how you get optimal development in the lateral deltoid.
All right, Merlin, you got some good questions this week?
Yeah, a couple of good questions. First one's from Reggie Burton. He wanted to know, he said, with my training methods, which tend to focus on less overall volume, he's noticed that I generally have two body parts per workout. And he wanted to know if my training methods will still work with just one body part per workout and I guess a little bit more volume. And the answer is, basically yes. You can change my, you don't have to, the body part splits that I use are, generally based on what I think works for the majority of people. And then of course when I have personal clients, I base their body part split on what their particular body is in need of. Most of the time, because I do recommend lower volume with higher intensity sets, it's easy to fit in 2 body parts in a workout. Much of the time it'll be a larger body part and a smaller body part. For instance, like something like training quads with biceps or hams with triceps, that type of a thing. But if for any reason you have the type of schedule that only allows you to be in the gym, say, for 45 minutes to an hour, and you only have time to hit one body part properly, sure, just use my same training protocols, whether it be SPEC or ESPX2 or FTX2, any of those training methods. And you can, of course, if you're going to do one body part, there's no reason why you can't raise the volume a little bit more, doing a few more sets. I wouldn't go crazy because, in other words, if you normally do, say, 8 sets for a body part, I wouldn't all of a sudden jump to 16 because you're only training one body part, but you might want to add, 3 or 4 more sets because your body should be able to recover from that. The only thing is that if you're training one body part a day, you may be in the gym for more days per week. So you have to balance all of these things out. But again, while my training protocols are very specific and very high intensity, if you do know your own body and you do know your own schedule, obviously you can make it work for yourself. And there's some people who can only train 3 days per week and they have to do more body parts in a day, and they've used my program successfully. So as long as you use the principles properly, balance your recovery with the amount of training that you're doing, and that means proper rest and proper supplementation and a proper diet. Yes, you could do one body part per day if that works better for you. Okay, so I got another question from Mike Henson, and he wanted to know what's the most common mistake that I see people make in the gym or at the food table that's holding them back from progressing. Now, that's a tough question to answer because people do a lot of things that hold them back, to be quite honest, but I'll try to narrow it down a little bit. First of all, I think in the gym the most common mistake is, some of the most common mistakes would be overtraining, doing too many sets per body part, probably with too little intensity. I think that people's training technique is very, very faulty much of the time. They're not getting the most they can out of each rep. I think that people's sets are generally too short, meaning that their rep tempo is not optimal. They're doing 1 second up, 1 second down, 10 reps, and they're only under tension for maybe 20 seconds, which is not optimal for muscle growth. I think that's another big mistake. Well, actually, I could just keep going on and on. Another big mistake would be doing the same type of workouts every single time they enter the gym. They get used to doing certain exercises in a certain order and a certain amount of reps, and the body's going to stagnate on that rather quickly. Not experimenting with new exercises to hit the muscles at different angles is also another problem. So, there's a bunch of different things in the gym, and I think that a lot of people are guilty of more than one of these problems. So I think that it's really a multi-dimensional thing that's holding them back. As far as the diet goes, again, there's a bunch of mistakes that people make. I think missing meals is a big one for people because, us as anybody who's looking to, build muscle has to keep the body in an anabolic state all day long, which means getting in frequent feedings, frequent protein feedings, proper amounts of carbohydrates and or fats at the right times. So missing meals is a terrible thing. Also, not having the proper nutrients at the proper time can also be a problem. In other words, there's a better time to eat carbohydrates as an energy source, and there's a better time to eat fats as an energy source. So that can be holding you back. Too many cheat meals is also a problem for people. It's the truth. I mean, unless you're a genetic freak, and there are very few of those out there, you need to be eating quality foods. I mean, you can't put crappy gas in a car and expect it to run right. So it's the same thing with the body. So that's another mistake that people make. I think that also not getting different sources of protein is a problem. A lot of people get stuck in just having one source of protein for a day. They just eat chicken all day. But you have to remember that each protein food has a slightly different amino acid profile, so that it's best to do different protein sources during the day so your body has a complete amino acid profile for the day. So I think that these are, basically most of the problems that people have. And not getting enough meals frequently enough, the quality of food, and the proper nutrients at the proper time. And if you're making more than one mistake at a time, then obviously it's going to hold your progress back quite a bit. And you need to have, both your training and your diet balanced out properly in order to have optimal gains. It's very, very difficult for people to put on muscle. The body does not want to put on muscle. The body likes to remain stable. It likes homeostasis. It likes to be right where it is. So you have to force it to happen. So unless you're doing things optimally in the gym and in the kitchen, you're not going to grow properly. So watch out for those mistakes and you'll definitely start to grow better.